Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together.
Let's hit it, baby.
God damn! You was acting like a little fuckboy for me.
Hey guys, just came back from watching Beach Bum, starring Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Isla Fisher, directed by Hermione Corrin. This movie, so it stars, like I said, it stars Matthew McConaughey. He plays a character called Moondog. Snoop Dogg is in it. He's just kind of playing himself. Isla Fisher's in it. Martin Lawrence is a bit of a small part in it. Zac Efron has a small part. Jonah Hill has a small part, which Jonah Hill is really interesting in this movie. Just like he looks really interesting and he looks good. He looks like I kind of didn't even recognize him, not because he's in makeup or anything like that, just because he looks completely different. He looks like he's fit, he's in shape and all that stuff, and it's just kind of nice to see him like that. And it took me by surprise seeing him in this movie the way he is. So I think it was really interesting. We also have Jimmy Buffett is in here playing himself, which is kind of interesting. And the reason why I spoil things like that is because this movie is kind of terrible. It is kind of boring. It has a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb here, and it's just kind of like, it is kind of the most boringest movie of all time. Matthew McConaughey, all the performances are really good in this movie because they got, a lot of good names and a lot of big people and stuff, and the movie's rated like 14A or something like that, so it's kind of okay. So like the movie's just all about Matthew McConaughey, who plays this character called Moondog, and he's kind of this kind of beach bum type thing, and life just kind of, he just kind of is a stoner the whole time, and it's just kind of he's just always tripping and stuff. We don't really trip with him or anything like that, so it's just, you're just following this beach bum around, and it's just kind of boring. Nothing really happens. It's like, oh, something happens and it goes nowhere. Something happens and nothing else doesn't change. There's a few points where things like, oh my god, that happened, and then nothing really kind of goes. There's like it's like a flat line, and then it's like bloop, and then bloop. Nothing really happens throughout the story. The story doesn't pick up momentum. Come out of this movie not going, why did I watch that? There was a lot of times where I was watching the movie and I was like, why am I still sitting here? And I just wanted to finish it so I could properly review it. But there's just kind of, it was just so kind of boring. There's nothing in this movie to even go see. There's no story. There's just nothing really happens, There's things happen and it just kind of goes nowhere, Nothing happens with it, and it just kind of, okay, that person's just gone now, and the thing that's gone, there you go, and it just kind of like, okay, it's not even funny. What do they have it listed here as on IMDb? I don't even know if it's listed as a comedy or whatever. Budget was $5 million is what it says here. Yeah, I could see that. It looks okay, but it's just kind of like, so then how much were people even paid if it was like $5 million? Like, what was it, $1 million just for Matthew McConaughey? And if so, the easiest $5 million he's probably ever made, which even for all of these actors in this, the easiest money they were ever made by far. So yeah, it was kind of like boring. Just nothing really happened. Let's see, what kind of category do they have? It doesn't say here. Is it a comedy? Yeah, it's a comedy. Definitely no comedy. There's no, I did laugh a couple of times, but not from the movie. I laughed at the movie because it's just absurd, It just kind of came out of nowhere, and just kind of laughing at it, and it was kind of like a forced laughter, It was not like that was actually funny. If we took that clip out and you put it online, that would not be funny. You would never find any of this movie in a funny compilation or anything like that on YouTube. It's just kind of the most boringest, dull movie, and it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. Nothing comes out of it, and the ending is just kind of like, okay, and it's just like, why was there? The ending's no different than the beginning, and when the character, no one's really changed throughout the movie. You don't come out, all the characters are the same at the beginning and at the end. They're just kind of like, what was the point of the movie in the first place? So yeah, this movie is really boring. And even when I saw this and I was like, oh, cool, and I saw some of the trailers a little bit, I was like, okay, this could be fun. At least there's going to be some nudity or stuff like that. And yeah, there is some nudity throughout the movie, but it's just random background actresses who are just kind of topless. And I think maybe at some point you actually see him pissing and stuff, but it's probably just a prosthetic or something. It's just kind of, you know, they're just kind of boring. There's like no reason to watch this, not even for the nudity or anything like that. So it's just kind of a boring waste of time movie. And I guess they'll make their money back at $5 million just because they have, you know, all these big names in here and they can do those trailers with it and it says Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Isla Fisher, Martin Lawrence, Zac Efron, you know, and just got to do all that stuff. But like, there's just no point to even watching this movie. So if you see this on Netflix, just skip it. Don't even, just ignore it and just delete it, because I'm going to forget about this within the hour and just kind of completely erase it from my mind. So, yeah. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think. And if you haven't, well, don't go see this movie, because this movie is just boring and garbage. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.